What's going on, everybody? How's it going? It's your one and only Young Monty. I'm here with the one and only Harvey-Jones Estates, and in today's podcast, we're going to be going over life. We're going to be going over the real estate game and how you can get out there and kill it. Because like myself, I had to step out on faith and get around my mentors in order to help myself to get into this real estate game and take over.
I want to say again, thank you. And I'm going to tell you why I'm saying thank you, because if it wasn't for you telling me you need to go ahead and get the podcast out there.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad that we get to open it up to the audience so they can hear motivation. They can hear kind of like a blueprint to help get them to the next level as well.
That's true. And I want to thank you for having me as well on your podcast, because it means a lot just to get myself out there, you know, as a younger like a younger audience, you know, a younger entrepreneur, you know, trying to get out there. So I want to get around the elder entrepreneurs, so that my iron can be sharpened.
Come on.
You know, so I'm very thankful. It's a blessing. Very grateful to be on your podcast as well.
Man, I appreciate that. And as a young man, you're very wise. I can tell you that, very wise. And, you know, I don't just have anybody on these podcasts. I'm telling you, this young man right here, like, if y'all was to understand the behind the scenes work that goes into these videos, behind the scenes work, part of my real estate journey, I could not have done this alone. So I want to tell people that through this video right now, like,
yes, sir.
I can't do this by myself.
Right.
That's why having people in your field, you know, you being an AI expert, you being a technology expert, like, man, I didn't know a thing about that. And I'm getting game from you.
Yes, sir.
You know, just because I may be older, someone may be older, it doesn't mean nothing when it comes down to building wealth. Right. It's all about what you bring to the table. Right. You know, so I have you here because you're bringing something to the table, yes, sir, that we're going to talk about in this video today, in this episode today, you know, throughout the Harvey-Jones Estates community.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, that's good to hear, man. I really appreciate you, like I said before, for having me. I'm ready to really dive deep into it and see where we can go with this podcast. You know, there's a lot to talk about. Yeah. You know, I feel like life's too short. Life is very short for everybody out there. You know, if you got loved ones next to you, hug them. Tell them you love them, because life is really that short. So that's why we also mentioned, hey, we need to start podcasting. We need to start putting our mind and our motivation out there. Come on. Because there's somebody out there who's gonna need this. I really like that though. Eventually, you know, there will be a point in time where we'll be at a point to where we are helping, like you said, we're helping people out. You know what I mean? Where we can use these finances. We can use our time. We have more free time. You know what I mean? To get out there and, hey, let me go bless a family, or let me go even talk with it. Let me go pray for a family. You know, let me go pray over somebody, or just take somebody's situation and make it better for them today. Yes. You know what I mean? That's a lot that you don't see. Right. You know what I mean? But I feel like with our podcast and with our community, that's what we bring in more. Man,
this is why I'm telling people to tap in. Right. Because the Harvey-Jones Estates community is family. Like, once you have tapped in, you have joined the program, you're in, like, we are family. Right. You know, we want to make sure as your family that we all win, yes, sir, that we all succeed, that we all have a person to talk to. Right. Because it's more than just getting you to building financial freedom. Right. It's about who you become when you get there.
That's true.
Who you become, the process and who you become. Right. So we have to love the journey. The Bible says, you know, to count it all joy when you fall in various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith, it produces that patience. Right. Then it goes on to say, here's patience. It says to let patience have its perfect work. Yes, sir. That the viewers may be complete, perfect, lacking nothing. Right. Through patience in the process, it makes you complete.
Right. I think it's about time we dive into these questions. You know, I really got like 10 questions today for you. Okay. 10 good questions. Okay. I took my time out when I was at my house. Took my time out just to, you know, write up these questions. I'm be on the Harvey-Jones Estates podcast today. So let me get some good questions, some deep questions that I can get answered today to help my mind. So I got 10 questions for you today, Mr. Harvey-Jones. Are you willing to answer those?
Absolutely. I'm ready.
Alrighty. So we got question number 1. What moment in your life changed you the most and why?
Man. Ooh. I'm going to say it was many moments. That is a good question. It was many moments that changed me. It was good moments and also bad moments too. Right. Through the good moments, it taught me that, hey, you know, thank God, you know, I'm going through this good moment and I'm thankful to God that this is a good moment. I'm feeling good. Right. But I think I learned the most through bad moments. And I'm going to tell you why. You know, there were some times in my life, man, where I done made wrong decisions. Like, I'm not just here on this podcast to say, hey, you know what, the journey to get to financial freedom is not going to, no, you may encounter some mistakes in your life.
Right.
But I'm here to tell you that through my mistakes, man, I found God.
Yes, sir.
I found God. You know, I found a good church home to get me grounded to where now I don't make those same mistakes as I did before.
Right.
But through the bad moments, I look back now and I can share my testimony, you know, to say, hey, anything that's not there to uplift me, to encourage my walk with Christ, to encourage me, I don't want it.
Right.
Why? Because I got so used to it, you know? I got so used to basically the bad things.
Right.
To where they didn't give me no benefit.
Yes, sir.
I was depressed. I was sad. I was envious and all these things, you know?
Right.
I was going through some stuff to where all I could do was look up and say, God, I want to choose you.
Yes, sir.
Because I done chose the world for so long and it ain't did no justice for me at all.
Right.
So I remember a time, man, this was 2 years ago. I ain't had nothing, bro. I ain't had nothing. I almost about to lose the house. I mean, man, like literally, bro, like this stuff, I remember having to do plasma. I still got the little thing right here.
Wow. Right.
You know, I didn't like needles.
Right.
But I had to do needles so my family can eat, man. So this stuff right here, like this is real life. And that's what I'm saying. Like when you got a dream, you got a goal for yourself, you be willing to do whatever it takes to get there.
Yes, sir.
I remember mama saying, basically, she's saying, hey, you got this, son. She's saying, you got this, son. Here's $100 for you. That's all she had at the time.
Right.
I didn't have my highs in real estate and had my lows. And I didn't realize this, that no matter how much money you make, it can be gone like that.
Yep, that is true. Just like that.
If you're not grateful and not thankful.
Right.
So God had to sit me back sometimes throughout this journey in real estate. Yeah. When I made all this and this, I can say what I took away from that now is I'm a lot more wiser now.
Right.
But he had to sit me down and say, hey, you can never be too big for me.
Yes, sir.
I'm God.
Right.
So that's the moment I learned. One of the highlight moments for me was when I had to donate that plasma, because it taught me, man, no matter how big you may think you are, if you ain't giving it to God, he'll sit you down.
Right.
So all I do now in the Harvey-Jones State community, I say, God, thank you. I didn't do this. God did.
Right.
I didn't get the properties. God did.
Give it all to him.
Because if it was just me, I would have been out in the street. I would have been out in the clubs. I would have been out drinking. I would have been out doing all these things that I used to do.
Right.
So I say, God did. May God keep his providential hand on the Harvey-Jones Estates community and the people tuning in who's part of the family. May he keep his hand on you.
Yes, sir.
I give praise to God now.
Yes, sir.
So I'm thankful for the good times, but also those bad times that I can look back on and say, I never want to go back to that game, man.
Right.
Never.
Right. And that's a really good way to put it. I feel like that was really deep. That's your testimony. That's what you've been through. That's deep right there. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people been through some stuff, some real stuff.
Yeah.
No, what you've been through is actually something you really been through. You got to hold on to that. Never forget where you came from.
Never forget.
That's deep. Whether it be anybody on this viewer list, never forget where you came from.
Man,
your culture, never forget where they came from.
There was a story in the Bible when Moses comes and frees the nation of Israel. Now, Moses is sent by God. I want to say that because when you are chosen in this real estate field, when you're chosen by God,
yes, sir,
he's going to set you amongst many great men. He's going to make your enemies your footstool.
Right.
No matter how much people may try to deter you from your dreams and goals,
right,
if God has his hand on it, you are faithful to God, his mission will be done.
Yes, sir.
So Moses, he's sent from God to go free the nation of Israel, right? And the people are now free. But guess what? God has promised them a land flowing milk and honey.
Right.
But as they are going to the land, guess what they do, Monty?
What happened?
They forget.
Wow.
Who freed them.
Right.
They start complaining, God, we ain't got nothing to drink.
Right.
We ain't got nothing to eat. We ain't really got nothing.
Just what I said too.
So they're complaining, right? They're forgetting. And now Moses, instead of complaining, he calls on God. And he says, God, can you bless this lake to be drinkable? And God does just that. Why do I say that? When you're building wealth for yourself, or you're trying to get some things going in your life,
yes, sir,
stop complaining.
Right. That's true.
Have faith. They lost the faith. God said, I already had the land flowing milk and honey for you right here, but to get there comes with a cost.
Right.
Monty, to get here,
yes, sir,
it came with a cost.
Right.
I'm talking about hours talking to myself and sitting down reading the books, learning how this game works.
Right.
Because it wasn't taught to us in school.
Nope, not at all.
It's barely taught to us in college.
Right.
The Bible says, ask, seek, and knock,
yes,
and
sir.
that door gonna be open. When it comes to real estate, you have to apply those 3 things in your life.
Right.
And when you understand how the system works, now you can play by the rules of the system to bend that to your will.
Right.
Understanding.
Yes, sir.
Moses prayed while they complained because they forgot.
Right.
And like you said, don't forget
right.
where you come from.
Right.
That should be the fuel that drives you forward.
Right. And that just answered my question. Just like what I was saying earlier, never forget where you came from. Just like you said, the land of milk and honey, how they forgot. Like, that's the biggest thing. You forgot where you came from. You forgot where you came from, which caused you to be cut off because you forgot where you came from. That's why it's very important. Never forget where you came from.
Never forget.
I have another question for you, okay? Are you ready?
I think so. Come on.
All right. All right. Here we go. So, second question for Mr. Harvey-Jones Estates here today is, what's something you learned the hard way that you wish someone told you earlier?
Man, I think growing up as a young teen, at the time, coming from a single household, you know, I could have invested in real estate a lot earlier in my teens.
Right.
If I was more serious. I was young, military, traveling, you know, across seas, partying, all these things I was doing, but I was missing out on so much time.
Right.
You know, so much time of really getting myself together, really reading, all these things too. It wasn't until I was at my lowest point that I said, God, help me. Lord, change my ways.
Right.
You know, change my ways.
Right.
I remember I was in Italy, you know, I had a bottle of Henny right here. I had a BMW driving. And Henny was almost empty too.
Wow.
I said, Lord, I can't take one more sip.
Right.
I'm drinking while driving.
Right.
Wow. Is this how my mama raised me?
Right.
And I say that so openly now to touch somebody in this video, and also, you know,
you're not the only one.
I'm not the only one.
You're not.
And I don't want people to think that just because I'm in real estate and y'all get to see the success and things of that sort too, that I didn't come from nothing. So I want to keep it open and honest with you that no matter where you come from, what you done in your past, it's a way. If you go to Christ, he's going to cause you to kill the old man. Paul says that I crucified my old man.
Right.
Paul says in the Bible.
Right.
He says, I bring my body into subjection unless I become disqualified.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I'm doing here as your carepreneur mogul, as Mr. Harvey-Jones Estates. I'm here to show you how I had to bring myself to subjection, to kill the old man, so I can stand before you today to tell you how you can get real estate and to tell you that I didn't start from wealth.
Right.
I didn't start from knowing how to get a home.
Right.
I didn't even know anything of it.
Right.
I didn't even know about this CARES industry. Like this assisted living industry, like it can change the gap. No college degree needed. No matter where you come from. If you follow the blueprint that we laid out here in Harvey-Jones Estates, you are bound to win. Your biggest enemy
is yourself.
It's yourself. Come on.
It's yourself. I mean, yeah.
It's yourself.
I would think that too. It's yourself.
It's yourself. The Bible says that money answers all things. Right? And what that is referring to basically is, it's not saying that money is going to help buy you love. It can't do that. Love comes from the Spirit.
Right.
But it's saying answers all things of this world.
That's right.
If I got a bill, let me pay it.
Right.
Why do we work? To get money to survive.
Right.
So that's what that's referring to. True. It's like, hey, it pays the bill, pays the electric, get you some shoes, get you some clothes. But on the flip coin, the Bible also gives us a secondary view to say, for the love of money is the root to many evils. In real estate, I always tell people all the time when I'm teaching them and coaching them, don't love money, love the process.
Right. Love the process.
I'm going to say it again. Don't love money, love the process. Because if I love money, it's going to cause me now to do anything. Sell drugs.
Right.
Do this.
Right.
You know, how much, if I get caught doing that, now it takes me out the home, away from my family, and now I have a broken family.
Right. Right.
I'm just here to teach the mentees people who are joining part of Harvey-Jones states, how you can do it legal, how you can make this wealth. And all it takes is one good deal.
One good deal.
All it takes is one good deal.
All it takes is one.
One.
Just think about that.
Having a mentor to save you time and takes one good deal.
Yes, sir.
So I can't love this money, but I have to love the process. How I view this, Monty, money, say you get $100, right? Say I'm making $100 extra a month, right? And I need to make sure that these are, I want to call these 100 soldiers. Each soldier has to have a duty.
Yeah, right.
All right? A military duty.
Right.
I can't let a soldier just go here and drown himself in water. What return on my investment did I get back?
Right.
I didn't get nothing back.
None.
So I look at it like this. Your money as soldiers, and every soldier has to have a duty.
Yes, sir.
Number one, the duty must be for the betterment of the mission. What is the mission? To get a return back on my investment.
Right.
When you go, I need you to come back with another $1. Don't come back empty-handed, because that shows me that you didn't do nothing, dollars.
Right.
So what I like to do is I like to look at it as my soldiers. I send those soldiers out, and I want those soldiers to come back with either double or 10x that investment. And that's why I love assisted living investing, because this is the most lucrative business that one can ever invest in. When I started looking at the numbers of an assisted living facility, I said, wow, I could make 10 times this in one home.
Right, one home.
With 4 beds. If I got $3,000 per bed, that's $12,000 I'm bringing in a month.
That's 12 a month.
What if I did it again with another home?
Right.
That's $24,000 coming in.
Right.
I'm like, the numbers, people may lie to you.
Right.
Your husband or wife may lie if you tune into this video to you. We hope not.
Right.
But numbers never lie.
Right. The numbers never.
So I had to understand this game and see how this game work. And not only that, the Bible says, like, freely you get, freely you should give.
Right. The Bible talks about the greed.
The greed.
You know, it's also greed.
The greed.
Hey, I got it now.
Come on.
I don't think I want to share it with nobody because you know what? I want it all.
Come on.
I want to keep it all.
Come on.
I want it all. I want all the glory. I don't want nobody else to know.
And you know, and I really dislike that, man. I think of it like this. It's plenty at the top for everybody.
Right. Plenty.
And no matter how much I share with people on this video today, some will really take it and go off and do the things that they're called to do.
Right.
But some won't. The process molds out the weak.
Right.
And shows you who are strong.
Right.
It does.
So my third question for you today, do you believe people can truly change, or do they just reveal who they always were? Like, do you believe people can change, or they just reveal who they always were, like from the jump? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whether it be relationship, whether it be friends in the past, people always reveal how they are towards you. Like, oh, this person don't like me like that because the way he's talking to me or responding, I can tell. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what is your thoughts?
Man, that's a great question. What I would say, you have to respect people where they are in life. Mm-hmm. I didn't say accept, I said respect.
Respect. Right
now, you might be a snake. So I have to remove myself from you, because in my life right now, that's not who I am.
Right.
And as the good book says, that bad company corrupts good morals.
Yeah.
So I have to make sure in my journey that I'm protecting my space. And if I have the spiritual discernment to see that your true intentions aren't really for me, I got to let you go.
Right.
I got to pray for you that your heart can be changed.
Right.
There is a possibility, but that possibility comes with you giving yourself entirely to God.
Right. Right.
Crucifying the old man. See, we have to understand it like this, right? People become what they are immune to.
Right.
The environment.
Right.
You ever hear that old saying, you are a product of your environment?
Yep.
Right? So what you see, these snake habits, once upon a time, it didn't come from them.
Right.
It probably came from the mother, the father in the household, and they've adopted it, or the friends.
Right.
Or they probably got hurt so bad by someone else who was a snake, right? That it turned their heart cold.
Right.
Turned. Key word.
So
people can change, but the question is, are they willing to change? Because change takes a lot, man.
Right.
I'm telling you, me now, I could not be standing before you trying to teach this real estate in the cares industry a couple years ago.
Right.
I wasn't ready. I felt like I was ready to do this and do that. But as I explained earlier through the videos, God had to set me back.
Right.
And say, it doesn't matter how much you make. I will humble you.
Right.
If you don't give me the glory, give me the praise. I will sit you down.
Yes, sir.
And I will leave you down there if you don't listen.
Right.
So people can change, but right now, as I said before, it may not be your season.
Right.
And if it's not your season, respectfully, I have to go this way.
Right.
Because my season is prospering while your season is trying to take.
Right.
So visit me in this season when you're ready, but you're going to have to rise up and me not fall back.
Right. This will be the fourth question. So what's one fear that pushed you to grow instead of holding you back? What's something that you're like, dang, man, I'm scared to do this, but I know I got to do this in order to get to the next level?
I'm going to say one fear. I don't share this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I probably shared it with you probably once. But seeing my mother pass away and me not lived out the full potential of putting her in a home rent-free.
Right.
Me not saying, Mama, let's go fly out to Miami. Right. Don't worry about it. Mama, what kind of new car you want? I got you.
Right.
So, you know, man, I'm living right now, man, in a stage of my life where I'm moving like in quantum leaps. Like, seriously. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm tearing up right now because, man, this stuff, for me personally, is personal.
Right.
This is personal.
It's personal.
When I was broke and Mama gave me the $100 and I'm going to plasma and she trying to help me out and looked me in my eyes and said, I still believe in the dream, that shook something in me, man. It really did.
Right.
It made me say, what the heck? I'm just going, if I got to walk this journey with my chest out, I'm going to do that.
Right.
Because she saw something in me when no one else did.
Right.
She believed in me when no one else would. There's not a love like a mother's love.
Right, not at all.
I could still feel the shivers in her heart when she lost her mother. Because she tell me sometimes. I said, man, I don't even think I'm ready for that day.
Right.
No matter how old I may get, man, I don't think I can. It's not no books, no self-help you can read to fully be ready for that moment of losing your mother.
Right.
Or your father who's been in your life. My fear is not living up to the true potential that God has put in me. And my fear is me holding me back. That can stop me from giving my mother a life that she don't got to worry about nothing.
Right.
So that drives me every night.
Right.
That drives me to stay in my lane. The Bible says that comparison is the thief of joy. I never compare myself to anybody.
Right.
I don't care if you're doing good or not doing as good as me. I always give reward where it's due.
Yes, sir.
I respect the janitor. I respect the man who's making a lot of funds.
Right.
The woman who make a lot of funds. No matter what part of life that you're in, you will get the same respect up front from me.
Right.
Because I done seen janitors become kings and queens.
Right.
I done seen people from these royal places then hit the rock bottom.
Right. Right.
So in this point of life, you got to be cautious what you do and how you treat people. Because money only magnifies who you are.
Right.
It only magnifies.
Right.
If you a bad person when you didn't have it, you're going to be a bad person when you got it.
Right. You be the same person.
Same person.
Same. Right.
So my journey, man, right now is with that fear of, man, before my mama go, before she depart this life, did I do everything right now to set her up for her future? Did I do everything right now to make sure that she enjoyed these years of her life before she departs?
Right.
And that's why I do what I do. That's why I had to get the brand of Harvey-Jones Estates. That's why I had to get the message out to the people. Because it's people just like us. Just like us.
Right.
Pushing. If I stop right now, man, somebody else, it's a family right now waiting to hear the message. They waiting to hear the blueprint, the game. Right. That took me years to learn this. Took years. But I'm grateful that God got me around some great mentors. Through my ignorance, he put some people in my life to say, hey, look at this. Look what I did. Right. Let me share with you. So I'll be a fool to not share with other people.
Right.
I'll be a fool. It's a slap in the face to God.
Right.
If I don't share the game with other people.
Right.
But this one key verse I like to say to you and the viewers and myself, I remind myself this every day. First seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness. And all these things going to be added to you.
Yes, sir.
That's why God had to sit me down, Monty. I didn't seek his kingdom first. I thought, let me go get to this bag. Let me spend it up, man.
Yeah,
let me hit the club. Let me get a couple drinks. Let me hit the strip clubs and all this stuff too.
Right.
Back in my younger days.
Right.
God had to change my heart. I had to now work for the kingdom and not the world. And that's the difference now. That's why it's thriving. That's why Harvey-Jones Estates is taking off. That's why God is allowing this moment right here, in this moment, in this time.
Right.
That you can do it.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm working for the kingdom now.
Right.
Not myself.
Right. You're working for a higher purpose. There's a higher purpose now.
Absolutely.
You know? And I really love the way you explained it, because that was really deep. You know what I mean? And it really stuck out to me. And I hope it sticks out to any viewers that are on this, that are tuning in today, because we all come from not the same background, but we all come from a same type of family. Like, we all have a mom. We all have a dad. We all have, we have grandparents, grandma, grandpa and stuff. But we all have those things that like, without those things, we wouldn't even be here. You know what I mean? Without a mom, without a dad, I wouldn't be here today. So just the way you explained it really stuck out to me, and it just really, don't take anything for granted, because I also had a friend in high school, freshman year of high school. I'll never forget his name. Named Ryan. Skinny dude. He had some long hair, but he didn't have the best of clothes. And me and him got along because I didn't have the best of clothes. My mom, you think she can afford the new pair of Jordans at the mall? No. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Shoe Carnival, Goodwill.
Had to make it work.
But those are the best places for me. Shoot, I found some gyms in Shoe Carnival. I found Jordans in Goodwill, KDs. When I was playing basketball, I found basketball shoes for like $5. Cheap shoes.
Come on.
But this kid, Ryan, was just like me. Just like me. We both came from backgrounds to where we didn't have much. Yeah. So people would probably talk about us. Mm-hmm. People talked about me as much as they talked about Ryan. The only thing that was separating me and Ryan was I was strong.
Come on.
I was a strong person.
Yeah.
I didn't let them get to me. I don't care about you. I'm dressing up. This is what I'm wearing. I put it together. I dress up real nice. But my friend Ryan. So fast forward, we're freshmen in high school. This is in Amarillo, Texas, for anybody that's viewing. At Tascosa High School, we were like freshmen, so we were probably like 16, 15 at the time. So my friend Ryan's getting bullied. I tell him, hey man, just stick with me, Stick with me, man. Don't let them get to you, because bullies are there just to deter you. They want to deter you. They want to see you down every day because they're probably miserable. They probably have a miserable life, so they got to do it to somebody else. But my friend Ryan, he wasn't strong enough, and you don't know if it's because the background, how he was raised, his parents, you know what I mean? So I can't blame Ryan at all. And I can't blame myself, because he took his own life. Freshman year of high school, he had so much potential. Ryan was real smart. Yeah, we didn't have the best of clothes, but we had the best of mind. We had knowledge. So by the time we graduated, me and Ryan we could open up a business, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I know Ryan's still listening and probably looking up at me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Saying, that was my friend in high school right there. That's the one who looked out for me. But it just comes to show that, like, your background, you got to have knowledge, you got to have faith, you got to have confidence in this life. Because if you don't have no confidence, all it takes is somebody to come to you and just use their word can either get you killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the words you say to somebody can get them killed.
That's right.
What you say to somebody else can they can harm themselves.
Life and
just
death
because,
is in the power of the tongue.
Right.
I really appreciate you sharing that story, Monty.
Yes, sir.
Just so many thoughts ran through my mind just hearing that. And what came to mind was you were his light.
Yes, sir.
I understand this, man, for real. This may be emotional because,
it is.
I lost a friend, Savannah, man, to cancer when I was in the military. I loved her, man, like my sister. Like, for real.
Right.
I was the light for her, man. When people make fun, I stood up for her. I stood tall.
Right.
People need you in this life to be a light.
Yes, sir.
Forget what the haters think, man. They gonna talk regardless. But while you building for yourself, I'm taking one with me.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Taking one with me. And I'm sure during his last moments, man, he will never forget and never have forgotten how you made him feel.
Right.
Same with me and my sister Savannah. See, God has chosen you. He puts people like myself.
Right.
He puts people like people in this video. He chooses people like us to walk this life, to be strong for people who can't be strong for themselves.
Right.
There was a story in the Bible, man, when Jesus is getting the cross and he's moving it. He's powerful.
Right.
He could have sent angels down to attack everybody.
Right. Real quick.
But he was so selfless that he sacrificed himself for us. But here comes someone to help him with the cross. You know, it was meant for that to happen.
Right.
Because sometimes we have to help bear that cross for somebody else.
Right. Right. That's true.
Jesus was showing us that it's going to take you. It's going to take me. It's going to take the people tuning into this video who can relate. I got to help this person in their weakness right now. Because maybe they don't got all the tools to do it themselves.
Right. So this will be question number 5. If you could relive 1 year of your life, which year would it be and what would you do differently?
Okay. When I was younger, my grandmother, she used to kiss me on the forehead, man. So hard. Every day after daycare. Remember this moment?
Yeah.
As if it was yesterday.
Right.
You know, I think now I would ask for one more kiss. There was one kiss. I would ask for one more. Give me 2 kisses.
Right.
Because you said something earlier throughout this podcast, and it stuck with me. You said, time, it ain't promised. So we have to use what we have now and value that.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes people don't give you your flowers till you 6 feet under the ground.
Right.
Sometimes family members don't say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you, until they 6 feet under.
Right.
They go into the afterlife now.
Right.
You should have said it when they was alive. So I was ask Granny for one more kiss.
Right.
One more kiss. Because I can see her spirit living on.
Right.
To Mama. Which trickles down to us. And for the viewers tuning into this video today, spirit that you have, that loving spirit, that kind spirit, that spirit to help people who are in their weakness, that spirit came from somebody who touched your life. Their legacy lives on through you. Now you have to continue that legacy and put it into somebody else. You have to.
Right. Right. That's a very good way to put it. Okay. So I have another question as well. So what's the biggest lesson life has taught you about love?
Man, love is not an emotion. Love is a choice you make. You talking to someone who's, went through a harsh separation,
Yes, sir.
But it had to happen. And I say that because God has a way of doing things to allow you to either excel or stay where you are.
Right.
Love for family. Sometimes family may make you upset, may make you mad, right?
Right.
That's an emotion. But I love you so much, family, that I will still give my life to you. It's a choice. Love has taught me, and I want to share this with everyone tuning in today, especially in business. The second most important investment that you can ever make, set aside from investing in God,
right,
is who you decide to marry.
Right.
To my sisters tuning into this video, make sure you marry the right person, especially if you're on your grind.
Yeah, that's true.
To my brothers tuning into this video, make sure you marry the right woman, especially if you're trying to build wealth.
Right.
There has been numerous times in the Bible that people have got with the wrong person and God has had them on a purpose, and due to them, bad company corrupts good morals, being knitted together to the wrong person, everything that God had for them flatlined.
Crumbled.
It crumbled.
Right.
So love has taught me through the good and through the bad that first and foremost, you have to have a mature look at what love is. Love is a choice that you make.
Right.
The Bible says that love is kind. Love does not envy. Love is long suffering.
Right.
It's a love that's so deep that, hey, you know what? I love you so much that you can do something that I don't approve of and it can hurt me so bad. But since I love God, I can't return that type of evil with evil.
Right. I can't even retaliate.
I can't even retaliate.
Right.
I can't. I have to still be me in my presence.
Right.
That's love. It's a choice you make. And in business, if you love what you do, you're going to show up even on the bad days.
Right.
Not just the good days.
Right.
I remember a time, this takes me back to memory lane when I first started in this healthcare industry. I found myself working for free.
Wow.
Why? Why? Because I didn't know a thing about contracts, a thing about LLCs, a thing about negotiating, a thing about ensuring that when I get a resident in, that we can get the funds up front upon doing the service. It wasn't the resident's fault, but it was the group home that they were coming from, because they said, yeah, we'll help you with the pay. We'll show you how it works.
Right.
Just get them to your house.
Wow, just get them there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So me, not knowing this field, I got them to my house. Humble beginnings, right? You learn. I learned through trial and error a lot.
Right.
But now I can share with the people through my failures that I made before starting off what not to do.
Right.
And as the good book says, my people are destroyed from lack of knowledge. But it showed me my love for the healthcare industry.
Right.
When I got him in, his name was Bo, right? 87 years old. He would share stories with me, especially at night because he couldn't sleep. He'll wake up and start screaming. He would have flashbacks. And so I sat there in a room to hear his stories.
Yeah.
He needed somebody to talk to.
Right.
But Bo, he shared with me something very valuable, this resident I took in. He said, I used to be able to run. I used to be a young man like you. He said, I had all the girls, everything. He said, look how my life played out. He said, you never know how your life will play out many years afterwards. You never know.
Right.
You could be like me. I can't move my feet. And he said, I used to be perfectly normal. I used to walk, run, everything. Run marathons. I would never know my life play out like this.
Right.
I stuck it out with Bo many more months afterwards. I cleaned him up. I had to help him use the bathroom, fed him food, talked to him. And in that, God showed me that this is bigger than just me in the healthcare industry.
Right.
This is touching people.
Right.
Touching some of them are sitting on their last days. Can I make it easier for them?
Right.
Make their last moments special? And that's why I believe in this healthcare industry, because it's my duty, my divine purpose. I feel like it's my divine purpose here on this earth to make people's life easier.
Right. And that's the main thing, like you said, your divine purpose. Everybody has purpose.
Yes.
You got to find it within. Just like they say, like, oh, I want to learn about the Bible. I want to know this about the Bible, this and that. You have to find it within.
There you go.
Everything that you want to know is within.
Ask, seek,
go
find.
Within yourself.
Go within
like
yourself.
You say, look in the mirror, tell yourself you're great.
Come on.
That's within.
Come on.
Because you're doing all these things within yourself.
There you go.
For yourself.
For yourself.
You know what I mean? So that's a really good way to put it.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I have another question for you as well. So what do you think your younger self will be proud of you for today? Like your younger, the young Jew, little Jew.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like Sandlot.
Mini me, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the younger me will be proud that I stuck my chest out and kept going.
Right.
If I could go back in time and the younger me spoke, I think the younger me would say, I never gave up.
Right.
It was times I had to just crawl in this business, man.
Right.
I had to just crawl. I had to crawl my way out. I couldn't run at the time.
Right.
It was times I had to get set down and just get back up. I just kept going.
Right.
It was time life happened to me.
Yep.
Times got hard. But I had to keep going.
Right.
And look to God.
That's right. Okay. I have another question for you as well. Okay, so what's a belief you used to have that you no longer agree with?
I would say, for me, right, one thing that I would say is thinking that potential in people is the end all be all. What I mean by that is, because this person has potential, I can make them who I envision them to be.
Right.
The good book says this, is why I love the scriptures in the Bible. One watered, one sowed, but God did the increase.
Right.
I had a professor when I was in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he said, he had an accent, Julian. I said, yes, sir, yes, sir. He said, many people have potential, but many times potential doesn't get the job done. He said, hard work beats talent when talent fails to show up. He said, you have both. But he said, the thing with that is, with great talent comes a great cost. You have to focus on the hard work, and your talent will show.
Right.
Don't think because you got talent, it's going to be all, no, you need the hard work.
Right.
And so I take that with me in life to say, from your friend groups, from your spouse, even from your family, do not tell yourself, oh, they have potential, therefore let me just be on their level or stay around them. No, they have to rise to your level. If they got the potential, are they putting in the work?
Right.
Hard work beats talent when talent fails to show up.
Right.
So that's what I would take from that question you asked me. I can't just see the potential in people, and even people tuning into the video. You might be asking yourself, you know what? I see potential in my friends. They're going to change one of these days. You never know what time that may be. Pray for them. Get you right. Build what you have to do.
Right.
And they'll catch on to the program if they're really serious about it.
Right. And I agree. I agree with that 100%. Okay, so what does success look like to you now compared to 5 years ago?
5 years ago, I thought success was just money, 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 money.
Right.
Get the money.
Right.
Get that money, right?
Right.
But now, true success is having a healthy, thriving marriage, if that day comes. Mm-hmm. True success is having a loving family and children when that day comes.
Right.
Seeing mama smiling, seeing my brother, my sister happy. Hey, y'all, let's go take a flight to Barbados.
Right.
Let's go take a flight across seas to Sicily, right? To Italy, somewhere in there. True success is found in the moments that you create with your family, the moments that you create, as I said.
Right.
The laughter, the joy.
Right.
Because we don't got too long on this earth.
Not at all.
100 years from now, you, I, and the viewers will not be here.
Right.
We'll be far gone.
And that's just 100 years.
We're just a speck in this universe, man.
Right.
We're just a blimp in this universe.
Right.
And there will come another generation. There will come another person. But the goal is hopefully the legacy is left to them to pass on the torch.
Right.
So that way they can build. So now I look at it a little different. Before it was just about the money. Mm-hmm. Now it's not only about the money. I understand that, as the good book says, money answers all things. Right. That I need this to create other experiences. But without my loving family, the prayer nights that we have when times get hard,
right,
the prayer circle, without that, it means nothing.
Nothing at all. That's right.
So that's why I grind so hard. And as you see the house right here, because a house is just a house.
Right.
But it becomes a home when you put the family in it.
That's right.
When you put the love in it.
Right.
You make the sweet potato pie, you can smell it, but you're not eating it alone, you're eating it with someone you love.
Right.
That's true success for me, my friend.
Right.
Is when you're able to have people with you who you love to build with.
Right. Well, that's a very good way to put it. Very good way to put it. I like the way you explained it. You know what I mean? And it's not even about me just liking the way you explained it. It's just the way that you broke it down. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You need to just, let me just say some stuff. You know?
Right.
No, you actually broke it down.
I have to speak from experience. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because there's plenty of fake. I'm not even gonna say fake, but maybe like hypocritical motivators out there, or hypocritical influencers out there that more so they're not breaking it down. Mm-hmm. You know, they're just saying, they're being around the bush. They're just telling you what's good for you to hear. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, that sounds so good. That sounds good. Let me tune into it. Let me, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's good to hear.
And Monty, can I be real with you?
Yes, sir.
The reason I like breaking it down is because I know for me, if I was tuning into something, I don't just want to hear it to feel good, but I want to see who was speaking to me. And that's why I'm sharing the good, the bad, the ugly, and sad, everything that got me to this point now in my life.
Right.
To be here at Harvey-Jones Estates community, to be here and teach how to build wealth in this cares industry.
Right.
You know, everything that God has brought me through has got me here to speak to you, and many other people.
Right. Right.
What you go through in life is teaching you something.
Right.
Sometimes we can't see what it's teaching us because we're in this, and when you're in the cloud, it's hard to look over it.
Right, we're living in it.
But guess who's looking down and sees how it's going to play out?
Right.
God is.
Right.
God is. As I walk through this valley of death, I shall fear no evil. And that's the mindset that I've been having as I've been reading, as I've been growing and elevating and letting things play out the way that they need to. Mm-hmm. This person don't like me, they don't got to like me. I still got to get the mission done.
Right.
They talk about me, it's okay, because there's somebody else who's I'm helping be a strength. If they see me fall, it could potentially do a domino effect and they fall.
Right.
So let us stay strong and do not grow weary.
Right.
As the good book says.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, I got one more question. This will be the last. This is the last and final question to the viewers out there. It's my last question right here. So what's one thing you think everyone should experience at least once in their lifetime? Like, what's one thing you think everybody should, like, dang, like you're living, you're working, we all got to work. You got work to eat. You don't work, you don't eat. You're working, coming back home, and you got to go back to work, come back home. Yeah. That's more so a lot of things that most people do nowadays because that's just the life we live. You got to work. You're too tired. You can't really do nothing after work. So just go home and relax.
Yeah.
Then the next day comes because you're already sleeping all those extra hours off. You know what I mean? So what's one thing that you think everyone should experience at least once in their lifetime?
I'm going to say this, and I would say hopefully more than once, but the way that this world has grown, it has fallen out of touch with helping others.
Right.
I would say at least someone should experience a selfless act.
Right.
Not when it's convenient to you. It's one thing if I have money to help people.
Right.
But what if I have maybe just enough money to get 2 burgers and I'm really hungry for 2 burgers?
Right, right.
But I see a homeless person who ain't ate in a week, but I want 2 burgers.
Right.
Why not give me a burger and give them a burger?
Right.
Because what that's going to teach you is that it's not just about you.
Right.
It's about what you can do for other people.
Right.
And you never know the seeds that you implant in this person, how blessings can come back around and help you out.
Right.
Because what you bound here on earth will be bounded in heaven. So I would say at least people viewing in, experience a selfless act. Do that. It's going to have you see things from a different perspective.
Right, right.
That there are people who are struggling, but the fact that you help them out, God is proud of that.
Right.
And that's where I get my thrill from. Like, that's where I get my excitement and joy, is sharing the game with people. Like, here in the Harvey-Jones States community, we have a full blueprint that can teach you in a matter of no less than a month how to get an assisted living home, how to change the financial problems in your life. See, here's the top 3 things what finances does, which is crazy, right? The number one top thing for divorce is finances.
Yep.
The number one thing for falling out with family members and people stealing certain things is finances.
Yep.
You know why people worry a lot and stress?
Finances. Yep.
So if we can change the way we look at this thing called finances.
Right.
And we can have at least what I love about assisted living investing, group home investing, host home ownership. Many people say, hey, I might not want to be a millionaire. I commend it.
Right.
Because sometimes when people ask for millions, they don't know the stress level that comes with that.
Right. You don't know how to handle it.
You don't know how to handle it.
Right. And some people also want to be content.
That's right.
You either want more, you either want to be rich, or you're either grateful and you want to be content where you're at.
And so I'm saying I respect everybody where their contentment is.
Right.
Some might be here, some might be here. But what I've learned is that wherever your contentment is, that's your journey. And I respect it. What I love about assisted living investing, you might say, I just want to just own one home and maybe make an extra $6,000.
Right.
Or extra $3,000 with one resident.
Right.
Harvey-Jones Estates, we teach you how to do whatever you desire.
Right.
Not what I desire for you, but what you desire.
Right.
To live a peaceable, content life.
Right.
But what comes before that, the Bible says that godliness and contentment is great gain.
Yes, sir.
So that's why I love this field in healthcare, because it can change the financial gap for yourself.
Right.
No college degree needed. You don't got to be the most smartest person. What I love about it is people who are curious, who learn the most in the Harvey-Jones State community, and they go off to do the very thing that we teach.
Right.
It's those who think that I know it all. Oh, I know it all, right? I already got business and all this stuff too. If you know it all, there's nothing I can teach you.
Right.
It's 1,000 million ways to skin a cat. It's 1,000,000 ways to make $1 million.
Right.
I'm just giving you a pathway in this healthcare industry, which I know to get you to where you want to be financially.
Right.
And that's why I say all the time, Monty, I tell people tap in, tap in, tap in. I can't want it for you.
Right.
I can't say, oh, tap in and me just, no. everything comes with a cost.
Right.
And that cost is going to take the process of you changing your mindset, your friendships, your relationships. It takes a whole transformation.
You got to want it for
you. You got to want it for you.
Right.
So you can thrive.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So I hope that answered that for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I really appreciate you for answering all my questions.
Absolutely.
I had a lot of questions, some really deep questions on there.
Man, it took me to memory lane, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Memory lane.
Right. So I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in to this podcast today. And I hope that we answered your questions. Not also my questions. I hope your questions are answered as well. We all go through stuff, depression, anxiety, all numerous amount of things. But, sometimes I tune into podcasts when I'm going through my own depression just to help myself get my mind off of it. Because podcasts, it'll help me. Just tuning in. Okay, let's talk about life. They're talking about life. I'm tuning in. Okay, I'm on this podcast right here. Boom. Boom, 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 boom.
There you go.
So hope everybody has a blessed one. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I want to thank Mr. Harvey-Jones for having me on his podcast. We got this, so let's get it.
I'm just here to teach you about this real estate, yeah. My true intentions was to set my people free, set you free.